I do like the applicator stick. I like how you can swivel it up. You swivel it right down. I do like how the stick is slanted, so it is very easy for you to get right underneath your brow, or if you are highlighting your top brow, if you want to do that, you have that option as well. Even though it's in a stick applicator, which tend to indicate that the texture might be thicker, or it might also appear to be a drier formula, this has a thinner texture as well, and it does blend out very smooth on your skin. Again, this is in the shade medium. At my store where I picked it up, I didn't even see it on an actual display, like light, medium, or deep. There was only medium available, and it was only in one slot. As you saw in the demonstration, medium is just, it's not my shade. It just, on my skin tone, it appears too ashy, so I will not be able to continue using this. Using a flat concealer brush, I just dipped into the dark orange, and for me, where I put the dark orange is right here in the inner corner of my eyes. This is the darkest area on my face. I'm going to go ahead and just apply the yellow to the right side of my eye, just so that you get an idea of what it looks like. Now this yellow, it looks bright yellow in the pan, but on my skin it looks a little bit ashy. And then that is what the yellow looks like versus the orange. Now I've cleaned off the brush. I'm going to go ahead and dip back into the orange, and I'm going to go down here where I usually color correct on some dark spots. I'm going to cover that with some foundation just to show you. I don't see any of the orange peeking through the foundation. I can, up close, I can still see just a faint hint of the dark marks, but it did cover it up fairly well. I went ahead and removed the yellow on this side and added back the orange corrector. I'm going to go in with a dome-shaped concealer brush. I'm going to pick up the skin tone shade right on the bottom. I'll go ahead and press and pat that right on top of the corrector. Now again, I already know that this top pan here is going to be too light for me as far as a skin tone shade. The same brush here, I just kind of wiped it off on my towel here, and I'm just going to apply it right down here. And really this is just to show you the color. Just for the heck of it, let's actually just try to blend that in. If I didn't want to use it as, you know, my eyebrow to kind of clean up my brows, or use it as the concealer for my eyelid, it looks like I can use it as a under eye brightener. That looks actually nice. Now I'm going to use a smaller flat brush. I'm going to go into the top highlighter right there. You have to get really close up to see any type of glow or any type of, I wouldn't even say sparkles. You have to get up really close to see it. Let's put on a second layer. I grabbed a lot here because I'm curious. I want to see what this shade is. I'm just going to take a lighter shade of eyeshadow powder on a brush here, and I'm just going to set that cream. Again, I'm just curious to see the shade. Moving on to the last pan in the palette, this is going to be the highlighter here, which is going to be that cream highlighter for your face. First, try with my finger. A lot of times with creams, I just like to use my fingers. Let's go ahead and just apply that to the tops of the cheekbones here and smooth that out. That's beautiful. It's like a champagne gold color. That is one swipe. Now, in case you want to use a brush, I'm going to use the pointy tip part of a flat synthetic brush. And there you go. I'm going to create a shadow so that way you can see that a little bit better. I want to talk about the textures real quick. The textures of these creams are very thin, in which they also seem to shear out onto the skin. It really is going to depend on the imperfections on each individual skin as far as how much of it's going to cover. I feel that if you have a lot of skin irritations, you have a lot of areas in which you need to cover, you are going to be using a lot of this product to kind of help build it up. Now, in reference to the colors, as far as for a deep kit, I'm thinking of a darker tan skin tone, light dark, medium dark, like myself. And I would say going a little bit deeper than me. If you're any deeper than that, this will not work for you. There's really only a few pans in this kit that you yourself can use if you have that rich, deep skin tone. Now the middle pans here, Discovery playing around here. So the top pan, I can use that as an under eye brightener. I have no problem using that, but I also will use it on my eyelid as well as underneath to kind of clean up the brow area. This pan here is my skin tone shade, so it will cover up, again, darkness, minor darkness that I have underneath my eyes. And then the last pans, you have one cream highlight that is subtle for underneath the brow. As you can see the second time when I try to build it up, it's still sheared out to be subtle. Then you have the last pan, the highlighter, it isn't subtle. Now you can build it up to how much you want it to be, but let me tell you something what's interesting about this highlighter here. Now if you saw this in person, what this kind of reminds me of is like almost like a metallic, this appears to be almost like it's like a metallic finish, but there's no chunks, there's no extreme amount of glitter. It all seems to lay where it needs to go. Now again, this could be because my skin is smooth, but on me I can see there's no fallout, there's nothing. It just is smooth, but I can still see that shine. And it's dried to almost like a powder finish. All done. Those are my thoughts on the new Maybelline Master Camo, their color correcting kit. This I will definitely continue using, and I think I'm going to get a lot of good use out of it. Those are my thoughts and my review on Maybelline's new Master Camo color correcting kit, as well as their Brow Precise Illuminating Pen. It is Christmas today, so Merry Christmas to my viewers, my watchers, my supporters, and if you celebrate Christmas, I hope you are having a wonderful time with your family and your friends. Thank you for taking time out on this holiday to spend your time with me. I do appreciate that very much. I do hope you have a wonderful day or evening, and as always, I'm going to see you in the next video. I've got more Maybelline. I've got a lot more drugstore. I can't help it. It's all coming out at the same time. But I do have a lot to go over with you, so I hope you stick around and come back. Goodbye, everyone.